guys, welcome back. It's your boy Bad Seed back with another video, and yum. Who says that? I do, apparently. But anyway, Modern Warfare 3, my personal favorite Call of Duty of all time, has finally come to backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. The Xbox One backwards compatible program has inserted MW3 into the list, and wow, I could not believe it when I woke up to the news the other day that it had been added to backwards compatible. I was like, I've got to put the disc straight in and install this. I keep all my Call of Duty discs, and it was a no-brainer. Straight in and installed, and oh man, it brought back some memories. Nostalgia. Oh, they say it's one hell of a drug, and it is. And I jumped straight into multiplayer. I jumped straight into Spec Ops mode as well. Some Spec Ops in the background here, and oh man, like Spec Ops. I wish they'd bring Spec Ops back. It was such a good mode. But anyway, yeah, MW3. What a fantastic game. It was brought out back in 2012. It makes it, and it never went away, but it makes it a reappearance in 2018 on the Xbox One, and it runs smoother and better than ever. It's just fantastic. Everything about this game just screamed quality to me. You know, it probably wasn't everybody's favourite, but it was definitely mine. It was just, I don't know, something about... When I first turned this game on back in 2012, the thing that gripped me straight away was not only the maps were good, or the streaks. Let's get into the streaks later on. Oh man, it was the sounds of the weapons and the music. And just the overall atmosphere of this game was just incredible. So, like the streaks. So let's talk about the streaks. This had some of the best streaks ever on a Call of Duty. Some of the later Call of Duties had some pretty lame streaks, maybe been one or two that were any good in each game. But MW3, I mean, it had that many streaks. It was just hard to choose which ones to choose. I mean, you had basically three strike packages. You had an assault strike package. You had a support streaks, and you also had a specialist strike package as well. So if you go through the assault streaks, it had some of the most iconic streaks ever. Like basically, you know, the UAV was in there. You had the care package. You had the IMS, which was like a it was like you triggered it. It had four bombs in it, and it was like a proximity mine. It had 4 proximity mines built in. That was iconic in itself. It never made. I don't think it made a reappearance in any later Call of Duties. The Predator missile. How good was the Predator missile back in the day? Sentry gun. It had precision airstrike, which was one of the most popular streaks ever. The attack helicopter. It had a strafe run. It introduced a strafe run, which was 5 helicopters that did two flyovers of a particular map, and incredible little streak. It was quite easy to take down if you had the Javelin or a rocket launcher. You could take down the middle helicopter and it would take them all out at once. The AH-6 Overwatch helicopter, a small little helicopter that was that hovered rather low and was hard to kill. The Reaper, which was like a laser-guided missile flying machine. It was awesome. Assault drone. The AC-130 was even in this game. Like, that's probably the most iconic streak in any Call of Duty, out of all the Call of Duty streaks ever. The Pavlo, how good was that? The Juggernaut suit as well, which made you very hard to kill, and the Osprey gunner. But there were all the assault streaks that were just in the game, and they were some of the best streaks ever. The support streak. The support streaks were even pretty decent as well. The UAV, the counter UAV, ballistic vests, airdrop trap, which was good too. Things like the SAM turret, advanced UAV. The recon drone was one of my most used streaks in the entire game, which tagged enemy players, and you got points after people killed them. I mean, it wasn't. These streaks mainly aren't lethal streaks, but they were just fantastic streaks. Things like the stealth bomber. It was the only lethal streak in this, and it caused a lot of an uproar back in the day, but it was like a stealth bomber that flew over the map and just like a carpet bomb. It was unbelievable. EMP was in there, and an escort airdrop, which dropped down multiple care packages. And then we touch on the specialist streaks. This was like a strike package that you weren't allowed to use kill streaks while you had this, but what it did was the specialist streaks were basically perks. So gave you extra perks on top of the 3 that you picked prior to the game. So it made you like a super soldier if you could stay alive. So the more kills you did, the more kills you got, the more perks you got, which will almost make you into a super soldier. Fantastic, fantastic. I want to touch on one weapon that I really loved in this game as well, was the javelin. I really wish they'd bring back the javelin in the newer Call of Duties. They never did, but man, I used to love using the javelin. It was almost like a streak in itself. It was almost like a Predator missile. It had such a good splash damage, and I used to get so many kills from that. Yeah, so, and like I said, the maps themselves were just fantastic. Maps like Seatown and Dome, Arcaden, Makara, Resistance, Downturn, Bootleg, Carbon, Fallen, Village, Mission, Lockdown, Hard Hat was one of my personal favourites. Outpost, one of the first snowy maps I ever played. It was fantastic. You know, just so many good maps that were in this game. And let's not forget the extra game modes that they actually threw into this game later on as DLC came out. You had a Chaos mode, which was almost like a Horde mode, but it was like on steroids, where there was just that many enemies on screen, and there were just constant rounds of enemies, and it was just like, it was on steroids. Believe me, there'd be like 20 or 30 soldiers to take out at any one time, and it was just crazy. You had some little streaks in there as well, which would help you out. Fantastic mode, Chaos mode. They also had, like I said, the Spec Ops mode. Now, Spec Ops mode was pretty much my personal favourite when it came to any sort of add-on modes apart from the multiplayer. And oh man, Spec Ops mode, there was kind of like mini campaign levels that you had to do little objectives. That what I just had on there in the background there. And I actually hadn't done that. What you saw before was the only Spec Ops mission that I hadn't actually finished. So I decided to do it on easy just for the video, because I tried it so many times on veteran, and it was tough. It was tough playing it on regular, as I was just playing it then. So it was tough. But yeah, Spec Ops mode, I really wish they brought back Spec Ops mode, and instead of, say, zombies or something, I would love to see Spec Ops mode come back. And there was also a survival mode as well, which was kind of like a Horde mode as well, but not as frantic as Chaos mode. But man, I would just love MW3, my favourite Call of Duty of all time. Even had some intro in the background just looked fantastic. So yeah, so as you can tell, I'm pretty excited about MW3 coming to backwards compatible. And it's very healthy as well. Got a very healthy player base. It is playing fantastic as well. You know, some games have lag, some don't, but hey, you get that as the game gets older. So anyway, guys, what do you think of MW3? Do you guys going to play it? You guys love it? What did you think? What was your favourite Call of Duty of all time? Anyway, guys, I hope you liked and liked the video, what you saw, what you heard. Please leave a like, and I'll see you on the next one.